Hi everyone, welcome to Low Sensory Adaptive Yoga. I'm Audrey, my pronounce she, her. I'm currently in France. And this is a class for the beautiful, wonderful Mind Body Solution community. So today we are looking at remembering that we are human beings. You're going to tell me I haven't forgotten that I'm a human being. Well, we'll see. And this is through the lens of Avidya. And Avidya is ignorance or state of confusion. Before we start in me going into a big, massive info dump on all of this, find your first shape of the practice, whether that's seated or lying down already. You can go straight to restorative shape. That's absolutely fine. As long as you find a shape that is stable, where you feel as safe as possible today, where you may start to find some comfort and some rest. So maybe if you're seated, you have something supporting your head and your spine. If you're lying down, you could do the same and bringing a bolster underneath your knees. That will bring more comfort. And maybe your eyes are closed or finding a soft gaze, maybe away from the screen. And we're starting to arrive here, where our body is right now. So in this space where you are, on the support where you are, and in this present moment. And maybe you bring your focus to start with your space around you. Maybe there are sounds, smells. Maybe you are touching something, so that sensation of a blanket or a dog or anything. Maybe it's your hand on top of your other hand. Just to bring yourself here, right now. Maybe you're starting to notice the support of the bed, the floor, the seats, and allowing that support to really hold you. So you're starting to get your body, your muscles to not hold so much tension, if there was any. Just start in that process of letting go for a little bit. We're here to practice together. We've got quite a few minutes together to practice yoga in this community. And as usual, please interact with my words as you see fit. You may ignore completely what I'm saying. Any level of participation is absolutely welcome. And when you're ready, you may start to notice your breath. The movement it creates in your body as you inhale and as you exhale, noticing the difference maybe, noticing the quality of your breath, its pace, its rhythm, its depth. anything you may notice about your breath. And as much as possible without judgment. So bringing in a sense of curiosity to this noticing. So let's continue with this for a few moments. Continuing to notice your breath, how it feels right now. To breathe and to be as a human being. In the Yoga Sutras, which is the guidebook, one of the guidebooks of yoga, Patanjali, who's identified as the writer of the sutras, identifies the main obstacles to our self-realization. And these are the 5 klesha. And one is avidya, ignorance. And that's actually the root of all suffering. And it is not just ignorance about facts or being mistaken or being wrong about something. No, it's ignorance about our true nature. And so avidya is like a state of confusion. We are identifying with the body, the mind, or external things instead of who we really are, our true essence. And so what is our capital S self? What we call in yoga our true nature. Maybe have a ponder about this, a reflection about this for a few seconds. As you continue to notice your breath, coming in with an inhale, coming out with the exhales. Maybe it's connecting you to your true nature, our Purusha, our light, because we are light, interconnected beings. And it is avidya that is really not helping us with this, because our true nature is veiled by avidya, by ignorance, by this state of confusion. And so overcoming it is the goal of yoga. That's why we're here today. That's why we practice. That's why we show up. And removing the veil over the inner light, as Patanjali says, is that goal. So how does that land in your body, in your mind? That you have all the tools to remove this veil, to uncover your inner light. How does that change your sense of self? Has it changed your breath, your body sensations? Are you holding yourself right now? And when you're ready, you may stay here or you may start adding a little bit more movement into your body. So you can stay where you are and the movement of your breath is enough. Or maybe you can start adding some gentle movement by having a big stretch. Maybe holding the head from side to side. Holding the shoulders a few times. If you're lying down and that's accessible to you, maybe you bring your knees, your legs up to your chest and sway from side to side. You could also do this when you're seated, just simply swaying side to side, back and forth. Maybe if that's too much, just adding a few movements in the fingers or in the wrists. You could hold your wrist and just roll. And so really just remembering your true nature, starting to unveil away from Avidya. Maybe some movement, some gentle movement is happening, whether that's simply with your breath or you're using some of your limbs. Really always up to you how you spend that time that we have together. Just doing some side bends, trying to add a little bit of spaciousness into my spine. Maybe moving to a twist. Any movement that will bring a level of comfort and spaciousness again. Whatever that looks like to you today. Let's do this for one more minute before we move to stillness. If you're already there, then that's awesome. And then when you're satisfied with the movement, you may find your restorative shape of your choice, whether that's seated or lying down or something in between. You are very much welcome to keep on moving. If you're in Shavasana, corpse pose, lying down, you may be lying down on your back, on the sides, or on the belly. If you are seated, then please bring as much support as you can to your spine and your head. Maybe elevating the feet and the legs with a bolster or cushion underneath your feet. You could also bring a pillow and place it in front of your belly and just hug it for extra comfort. You could bring a blanket to cover yourself, an eye mask or light scarf for your eyes. Anything that will bring you more support, more comfort for the next few minutes while we practice. Remembering that you are not taking too much time or too much space. So do what you need to do to find a restful, comfortable shape. And when you're there, then again, connecting to the support of the bed, the couch, the floor, the seat. Starting to soften and allowing that support to support you so that there is no more effort to be done. You are here to be yourself, to rest, and to find support. Connecting to the earth that's holding all of that, all of us, always there for us. And so surrendering to that support of the earth. So that we can overcome Avidya and uncover our inner light that is always there for us. It's just a matter of accessing it and unveiling it. Connecting to your breath. The inhale and the exhales, and maybe the pauses in between. Again, noticing the movement it creates in your body. Maybe noticing the energy it brings in, the prana that starts to flow, maybe a little bit easier, with more fluidity. Connecting to your body sensations. What's happening in your body right now? And to do this together, we're going to do a short body scan, starting with the crown of the head. So placing your focus on that part of the body and noticing any sensations that exist here. And again, maybe try not to add any stories, any narratives to your sensations, whether that's labeled as negative or positive. Simply noticing. And maybe you're registering a blank, and that's fine. That's part of the experience too. So from the crown of the head, we're moving to the forehead, the temples, noticing any sensations here. And if you like, it can, with each inhale that you're taking in, bringing in a sense of softening to this part of the body. And then moving on to the eyes, the muscles all around the eyes, the nose, the cheeks. Noticing, inhaling and softening. And moving to the mouth, all the muscles around the mouth, inside the mouth, the tongue. Noticing any sensations here. And bringing in a softening with your inhale. And moving to the shin, the jaw. If that serves you, you could also place your hand on that part of the body. Maybe doing a little bit of self massage that helps. Just so we're allowing that softening to happen. And then with your next exhale, let's move to the back of the head. Any sensations here that you may be experiencing here? Noticing with curiosity and compassion. And then moving to the throat and the neck, our whole part of the body. What is your experience here? And softening with each inhale. And maybe noticing then what happens. And then moving to the shoulders, collarbone. Any sensations here that you may notice. And you don't necessarily have to label or name. Maybe it is just a sensation, or it is a blank, or not really sure what the word would be for it. That's fine. And with your next inhale, bringing in a lot of softening to this part of the body. And let's move down the left arm, the elbow, the forearm, the wrist, the hand. Noticing any experience here. Any sensations. And with your next inhale, bringing in a lot of softening. You could also picture it as a light, a white light or a golden light, if that helps you, rather than just me saying words. As if you could picture your prana kind of moving around. And then let's move to the right arm, the elbow, the forearm, the wrists, the fingers. Any experience here, any sensations you may notice. Again, without adding any narratives or stories. Those stories of those narratives are also part of Avidya. Ignorance or state of confusion when we identify with the body, with our experience of the body. That's one interpretation of Avidya. And so let's bring in some light with some breath. Consciously bringing in a softening to the whole right arm and hand and fingers. And then when you're ready, let's move to the heart center, the rib cage, the lungs, the liver, the kidneys, all the other organs that are here that are helping us so much, so much, that are keeping us alive. What is it that you're noticing here? And with your breath, can you send in softening and light? And then moving to your back, the upper back, the mid back, with your spine. Noticing any sensations here. And again, you may be registering a blank. And in any case, let's bring in a softening. And maybe you're noticing now how you're melting even more into the support of your seat or the bed before moving to the belly. And noticing maybe the movement of your breath there as you inhale and as you exhale, expanding or contracting. What is your experience? And let's give our bellies a lot of love. They may soften. And then let's move to the lower back and do the same, noticing with compassionate mind. And bringing in a softening to that part of the body. And then let's move to the pelvic area. Noticing any sensations there. And bringing a softening. And moving to the left hip. Focusing our awareness to that part of the body. All of our awareness. And bringing in a softening as well. Then taking in the left thigh, the back and the front of the thigh, the sides of the thigh. What is our experience here? If your mind has wandered from your left thigh, know that this is normal. That's what minds do. They wander, they think, they think, they think, they think, blah, 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 blah. So come back to your left thigh and listen. And then maybe it's calling for some light, some love. So let's take a big inhale and bring that in to the left thigh. And then noticing anything that's happening in our left knee. Any experience here, and then bringing in a big inhale and again softening. And let's move down to the rest of the leg, calf, the shin. All our awareness to that part of the body. What is our experience here? And again, bringing some love, some light, a softening to this part of the body. And moving down to the left ankle, the left foot, all the toes. Noticing any sensations here. And if there is nothing, registering a blank, which is also an experience. And then let's take a big inhale and bringing in a lot of love, so that it may soften as well. Let's move back up to the right hip, noticing any sensations here. We've been still for a while, so feel free to move at any point if that brings you more comfort. As you keep your awareness to your right hip, and then with the next inhale, bringing in a lot of softening. And then focusing our awareness on the right thigh, the front of the thigh, the back, and the sides. Any experience here that you may notice without necessarily labeling or naming. And then inhale, soften. And then let's move to the right knee. Any sensations here you may notice. And next inhale, moving to the right calf and right shin. And with the next inhale, bringing a softening to the upper of the body. And let's include the knee because I forgot to include it. Pull right knee. And moving on to the right ankle and the foot, all the toes. Any sensations here that exist. Focus your awareness on this part of the body and only this part of the body. And then let's take a big inhale and bringing in love. Love so that it may soften as well. And then when you're ready, take a big, big, big inhale. The biggest breath you've taken all day and taking all your body from the crown of your head to the toes. All your awareness is on your body. And then the next few breaths, you continue to soften, but you may let go of that focused awareness. And we're gonna practice a little bit in silence, as I hope that it's this practice so far has been a remembering that you are a human being. There's this saying that says we are human beings, not human doing. It's a bit cringe, but it is true. And part of being a human being is that we have a right to rest, to comfort, to support, to joy, to love. And so with the next few breaths in silence, maybe add anything else that you want and you need as a human being. Anything that may help you to uncover your inner light. Maybe your breath is just going to whisper that. It's not necessarily going to come as words. So notice the sensations in your body as your breath is feeling. Anything like this. And so I'm going to create some space for silence for at least 3 minutes. And then we'll come back all together. So if you like, you may bring your awareness to your heart center so that we can close this practice. It might be hands on top of the heart or an Anjali Mudra. Prayer pose, fingertips and heels of the palms touching, thumbs against the heart as a gesture of gratitude. Gratitude. Let's start with ourselves, for our body, mind, and all it allows us to do. Gratitude for these sacred practices of yoga, indigenous to South Asia, and all our teachers, teachers, and practitioners before us who have completed these practices so that we can still benefit from them today. Gratitude for the earth, our home, as it continues to protect and nurture us, and all the indigenous stewards of this land who keep on protecting it, and especially all those who are fighting to access their sovereign land. Gratitude to this community for the wisdom, the laughter, the support. You may share the merit of this practice with someone, a being, or a group of beings, a cause, a land. And to serve this intention, I'll offer a blessing of metta, loving kindness, which you may join or listen. May all beings everywhere and with no limits, including ourselves, be happy, be well, be at ease and at peace. May all beings be safe and free from harm and suffering. May all beings be free and liberated. So stay here if you have the time and the space to do so. Otherwise, bringing in a bit of gentle movement into the body, maybe a stretch or some gentle movement in the fingers. Blinking the eyes open, welcoming back the light. Taking your time to come back into your space and to one another. Thank you so much for your presence here today and for all your efforts for showing up. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. See you soon.